Hi, my name is Leila, and today I'm presenting information about coastal changes and their impact on the landscape. What is the purpose of this presentation and the excursion? The main purpose of this presentation is to identify the major coastal changes at the Cotton Tree Beach and Rivermount areas, and to determine what is needed to be done to protect both infrastructure and the environment. The purpose of this excursion to Cotton Tree Beach was to gather data and information about coastal changes and their impact in the region. Coastal changes and their impact. On the excursion, coastal changes were detected in the Cotton Tree Beach area, which affected the landscape. Currently, a lot is being done to reduce the impact of these changes. There were evidence of shoreline recession, which is loss of the coastline. To help overcome this, geotextile bags are used to try to protect the caravan park. Slope instability. Vegetation has been put on the sand dunes to help it become more stable. Stormwater erosion of the coastline. Sandbags were evident to reduce erosion. Entrance instability. A pipeline with cement has been used to stop erosion. All these problems have an impact on tourism and wildlife. Hypothesis. I predict. A terminal seawall can help reduce the impact of deconstructive waves, slow erosion, and restore the Cotton Tree Beach coastline in the long term. Constructive waves are created in calm weather. They are a lot weaker than deconstructive waves and have a stronger swash than backwash. By having a stronger swash, they build up the beach with sand and materials. Deconstructive waves are created in storm conditions with a stronger backwash than swash. These waves carry sand back out from the shore to the ocean. On this excursion, we observed wave structures. We were able to view plunging breakers. Longshore drift. What is longshore drift? Longshore drift is where waves come in an angle and sand is slowly moved from one part of the area to another because of swash and backwash. Prevailing wind is what causes longshore drift. It makes waves move in the same direction as the wind. It moves sediment and sand particles up the beach because of swash. Then the backwash pulls the sediment and sand back. This action keeps on going. In the end, the sand particles and sediment will go from one side of the beach to the other side of the beach. What is the impact of longshore drift? This process impacts the landscape by the sand getting deposited away from its original position. Also, it erodes the coastline by the sand movement. Together, this is a big problem as the beach will change over time. Let's take a look at 1995 to 2016. As you can see, there's big changes because of longshore drift. Geotextile bags. Geotextile bags are man-made structures which stop erosion. These bags are all around the Cotton Tree Beach area. When waves hit the geotextile bags, it protects the sand from being washed away. Sand dunes and vegetation. A sand dune is a pile of sand caused by wind. Sand dunes help stop erosion and protect the caravan park. Vegetation helps the stability of the sand dune. The direction of the waves were rated between 1 and 5, with 3 being straight onto the beach. The waves were recorded as a wave direction of 4 as the waves weren't coming in a 90-degree angle. Shoreline recession, entrance instability, slope instability, and stormwater erosion were observed. All these coastal changes impact the landscape. The factor that has the most impact is shoreline recession through erosion. will be affected, as well as the wildlife as they lose their habitat. This is a big problem in our hands as we're losing the shoreline, which affects tourism and the environment of residents and wildlife. In conclusion, currently a lot is being done to reduce coastal erosion in the Maroochy River and Connetry Beach beachfront. Solutions so far include rock walls, vegetation of sand dunes, geotextile bags, drones, and pipelines covered in cement. However, there is still too much coastal line erosion and not enough sand to cope with the deconstructive waves from storm conditions. The sand particles will still be lost in the backwash and will be moved in a different area. It is therefore recommended to build a terminal seawall along the Esplanade as a long-term solution. This is done successfully in the Gold Coast to preserve the coastline in 2013 after the deconstructive waves has destroyed a large part of the coastline. The seawall is built under the sand, letting it be covered by sand dunes and vegetation. Over time, it will blend in with the environment. By having a sea wall, this will slow down the motion of deconstructive waves. Tourists and residents will not like the disruption and construction in the short term, but in the long term, businesses, residents, and the council will have a long-term solution of preserving their environment, particularly for wildlife. This type of construction is expensive, but it is in the longer term. It will preserve the environment and can be built to blend in with the environment. In conclusion, to stop all these factors of erosion and longshore drift, it is recommended a terminal seawall should be considered for the long term, which is covered by sand dunes and vegetation, to reduce the motion of deconstructive waves and improve the coastline.